Hey guys, welcome to another Thoughts video, and this time we are going to be talking about God of War Ragnarok. I just finished this game up earlier today for the main story. I still have a fair amount of post-game content to complete. Some of the stuff could have been done before the end of the main story, but there is stuff that opens up after you finish the main story, so that's a minor spoiler in that regard. But let's go ahead and just dive right into a little bit about the game, my thoughts on the game. I'm going to try to be as non-spoiler as possible, but just warning you, it may happen. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the negative stuff first. There has been a lot of controversy with the game about your companions backseating your playthroughs. This probably is my biggest complaint with the game, and there is no way to disable it. As of right now, currently November 18th, 2022, you cannot disable companions backseating, essentially solving puzzles for you. And it could be really annoying when you just enter an area and bam, they're like, hey Kratos, why don't you do that? Hey, look up there. Hey, you should try using this arrow over here. Or, why don't you use your blades for, it's stuff like that. And it'd be one thing if the game offered a prompt for this. Like, maybe, press, I don't know, whatever button that's available to receive a hint from your companion to help you out. Just have options for the player. Not all players like this. Some of the players do want the hints, right? I've been seeing that a lot on social media, where a lot of players actually enjoy getting the hints because they don't want to be solving puzzles. They just want to go straight to story point to story point to story point and do fights. And that's totally okay. But there's a lot of us that don't want that help. So I wish that was in there. This game has so much accessibility options already that it would be really nice if this was a thing. Also, kind of on that note, one of the other things that I don't really like, I wish could be toned down or turned off completely, is when you're traveling. Say you're in the boat, you're on the sled or sleigh or whatever. It's constant dialogue, story, non-stop talking. Now, this might only be really an issue for content creators and things like that, because we're trying to fill the dead space with talking to chat, our audience, things like that. But even if I was playing this game completely on my own, I still wouldn't always want that constant dialogue. At least give me the option to, maybe not as often, or to disable it. Again, I would just like more options, right? That's all I'm asking, more options. My last really big complaint with the game, and this is something that I honestly have been fighting with the entire playthrough, and it has caused some rage, but maybe it's only because, one, get good, is the targeting. I've tried to change and mess around with all the different targeting options that's in the game settings, but I'm always having issues with losing target lock, even when they're just not moving. It just, for some reason, my character is no longer targeting that monster. It automatically switches targets, and that's actually a setting, or the camera starts to turn. Like I'm targeted an enemy in front of me, but then there's another enemy that gets close to me on my side, and the camera just turns to that enemy. That can be very disorienting and very frustrating. That is a setting in the game settings to disable or enable, but I still notice it happening even if it's disabled. I've tried tinkering with all the settings, and it can be very, very frustrating. Now, of course, over the course of my 70 plus hours playing through the game, I'm also playing on the hardest difficulty, give me God of War. I've kind of gotten used to it for the most part, but it can be frustrating still. Okay, aside from that, that's pretty much all my negatives with the game. Let's talk about some other stuff. Let's talk about what I think is the strongest point of the game. And that is the story and the narrative of this story. It is the sequel / conclusion of the story of the 2018 God of War. It truly encapsulates a particular point that the game wants to get across, and that is to be better. I mean, that particular phrase is said in the game many times. So, and I was talking to you, the player, too. Get good, right? When you're trying to do these, like, super hard fights, get good, be better. No. So be a better person. Be a better individual. Be better than your forebears, you know, be better than the past version of yourself. And I think that's a very powerful thing. The story in this game is absolutely incredible, and the narration of the game is absolutely incredible. Don't really want to say much, but if you played the last one, the 2018 version, it's kind of, you know, it's along that line. It's just same quality, same execution in terms of being top notch, if not even better. I think it's better. And it's hard to say, right? Generally, sequels are not better than the ones previous, but I think this game actually pulled it off. One of the things in the 2018 that made me for the longest time think like there's no way that Ragnarok can surpass it was because there was one moment in the 2018 God of War that really blew me away, and that was when is that boat ride back to your cabin to get the Blades of Chaos. And I didn't even know, you know, a lot of the players, that was a massive surprise, seeing, you know, him hallucinating with Athena and everything. That moment was, oh my god, at least to me. But then I realized, I'm like, okay, that's just one moment, you're just getting the blades, and that's kind of really it. I mean, there's a lot of other amazing moments in the game too, but this game, it's the whole game. It is the entire game. There's maybe only like one point in the story that I felt a little bit of like, okay, this is dragging a little bit, but it was still really fun. Again, I don't want to spoil anything story-wise, but this game rivals the best movies, books, shows I have ever seen or read. It's that good. Combat. If you enjoyed the combat in the last game, this game just takes that and says, you know what? We found a way to even make it better. And that's what they did. Like, there's way more combos, there's way more special moves, there's way more ways to, if you really want to be able to juggle your weapons and your skills, this game is insane. Like, it's so good with the combat. It's very fluid. It honestly feels like I'm playing like a fighting game or something like that, where I'm able to like pull off combos and to be able to like chain into like do one thing to chain into another thing to chain into another thing. It's extremely satisfying when you pull these things off. And very frustrating, of course, when you don't. But hey, that's kind of the nature of the game, right? Characters, I mean, we already know Kratos, Atreus, Freya, Mimir, right? These are, you know, the Holdra brothers, Brock and Sindri. These were from the last game. They're just as good in this game, and they get fleshed out even more. We get introduced to a whole slew of new characters in this game, and every single one is absolutely phenomenal. Everybody knows, obviously, Odin and Thor are in the game, so that's not really a spoiler. Both of those characters are perfect. Some people might have complained about the voice actor for Odin because they don't feel like it fit the character, but I think it was perfect casting. Same thing with Thor. Incredible. That's all I'm going to say. The characters are absolutely amazing. Let's talk about the music, man. The music in this game, if you like the music in the last one, you're going to love the music in this one. It's just as good. You know, like the way that they use the music. Bear McCreary, I believe, is the main guy. The music, whew, so good. Even has a cameo in the game, which is honestly kind of cool. But minor spoiler, okay? Yeah, the music, the way that they did it, the audio design in the game too is just, it's so good. There's too many things that you can't really pinpoint anything. Like, well, maybe not that part or anything. It's just incredible. If you got a PS5, you need to play this game. Unless for some reason you just absolutely hate these type of games, you need to play this game. The last thing I want to talk about, really, I guess, is just the impact of this game. And Santa Monica Studios just knocked this out of the park, man. It's a total winner. This game, if you got a PS5, play this game. If not, I mean, hopefully in a couple years we'll get a PC version. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching and listening to my thoughts on God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, leave a like, comment down below if you'd like to hear anything else from me, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.